what's the best award you've ever received?
I'd say my wedding ring.
Ooh.
My wedding ring or the shirt that I got from the church the day of my baptism.
Oh.
Those are the greatest trophies I have, along with my kids, right? Like,
yeah, sure. Yeah, I was thinking more like something like that. That's
sports
really
wise,
good.
I don't really. I mean, I have.
I mean, you were a good wrestler.
Yeah, I had a wall of like wrestling trophies.
Yeah, did you do state?
Got rid of them though.
Yeah. Did you win state?
I got second.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's huge.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and it was one of those things where like, one of the reasons why I'd love to go to Dagestan and see like their mentality and the way they operate.
Yeah,
is because like I lived like wrestling for a hot minute.
Right.
So like I would go to school and I would grab my lunch from the cafeteria, go out to the field, and one of the security guards from the school would have to go with me out to the field because you can't be out there by yourself because then they're thinking you're going to go run off, do something. But shouts out Mr. G from Millennium High School. He used to take me over to the field and then just sit out there while I would run Texas miles my entire lunch break. And then I'd go to my last class of the day, eat my salad. And funny enough, my last class teacher was my wrestling coach. So he'd let me sit in there and eat my salad after school, practice for 2 hours, go home, eat dinner, and then I had this big like UTV tire that was on the side of my house.
Tire flips?
Yeah, I would around the block like anywhere from 2 to 6 times a night. Just go out there and just start flipping or running. So like I maintained my body fat percentage for like 3 years.
Wow.
Because I wasn't...
Your wrestling... Wow.
Yeah, because I was doing a lot of club stuff, too.
Yeah.
So, like, I was with USA Wrestling. I wasn't just with the school. I only wrestled for the school my junior year.
Oh, okay, wow.
All the rest was club. So, I started club, did club, went to high school, wrestled high school. Right. So, like, it was nonstop year-round. And then I was in my senior year. I'd gotten into a lot of trouble in high school with the law. So... my senior year, I was wrestling captain, did Hell Week with the whole team, was kicking stuff off, and then the lawyer fees came in, and I had to leave, go get a job, and pay off restitution and stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Cut my career real short.
I love your transparency. And then there 100%. Was lawyers, so...
Yeah. Lawyer fees and restitution. I had to go get a job, and I had to work to pay off what I had done. Yeah. Consequences to my actions, dude.
There it is, man. There it is. Well, Angus, you talked about it. You already got a national championship ring and stuff. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's super cool. I think that was probably.
What about from doing like thespian stuff? Because you did a bunch of stuff nationally.
I didn't do anything nationally as far as the thespian stuff, the acting and theater. I did a lot of stuff with the state. Okay. Here in the state in Arizona, actually, when Annie and I were coming through, this is in 2000 when I graduated, there was a bunch of us who we weren't done growing up, or we weren't done being high school kids, and so we went to the adults and we said, hey, look, we've noticed there's a lot of jobs around here that you guys don't necessarily like to do. If you let us come back, we'll do those jobs for you. And so we'll take off your plate all of those things if you just let us come and let that. And so we called it Third Track. It's now what's known as the Alumni for Arizona, which is really cool because now there's a lot of alumni associations throughout the I'm not saying that we were the first, but we were one of the first ones, which was really cool. And so now we've got a really neat for Arizona. Our group started it, and then we all kind of went away, did life and stuff, and then a few of us came back, and so I was in charge of the alumni for a little bit as an adult, which was crazy, coming back to something that I started in high school, and then came back with a completely different mindset of, okay, how do I replace myself so I don't have to do this for the rest of my life? And made it self-sustaining so that the people who came after me didn't have to work as hard. And we just put some things in place. And so now Arizona has a really cool alumni association.
That's awesome.
And stuff that's really neat. And so we get to be a part of it every year. And
nice.
And so Annie and I, we met doing all that kind of stuff back in high school. It's very cool. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing. I know it's a little bit different than sport, but I mean, it's definitely something where it's like these markers that you've done and some incredible stuff.
Well, for me, along with that, I didn't get a trophy for it, but I felt I should. One year at festival, I sold 300 rubber ducks for $1. For $1 a duck, I adopted them out, and I started this whole thing.
Wow!
Because I gave every duck a backstory.
And
so
good.
I stopped selling them and I started adopting them out. And so, like, if I didn't feel you were going to give them a good home, I wouldn't let you take the duck. And so, like, I actually turned people away,
which makes them want it more.
Made
Sure.
people want more. And so it was crazy. And so it's become a thing. They put
Marketing.
they put an adoption certificate in the back of the program, and
Really?
That's
so cool.
Cabbage
That's so
Patch Kid.
cool.
Yeah, so it's like this huge thing now still that they do.
Yeah, you definitely deserve a trophy for that.
Well, and it kind of talks about what Pastor had it hanging in his office. It's what you set in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's.
It's not just what you do; it's what you set in motion.
Yeah, it's not just what
That's
you do; it's what you set in motion.
That's so true, man. That's super good. For me, it was I won a national sales trophy for work, and it was because they were doing like a Super Bowl related thing. Because your trophy, you could do a lot of things, but one of the things you could do is like go to the Super Bowl, and so we got to go to Super Bowl. So I actually have a physical trophy. It looks like a Heisman. It's in my office. Has like a plaque. So it's one of those things that like was a really cool thing when I was young because this was like a major deal. Obviously I grew up playing baseball and soccer. I played basketball, and then I wrestled in high school as well. I did drumline and did a bunch of those things. So we had a bunch of things for like our accolades for drumline. We had for band. We had a bunch of stuff from when we were young because I was like the kid that I got on the same baseball team as some rock star like baseball players that like went on to play college ball.
Oh,
and,
wow.
like almost pro. And like one of my friends, he's like a batting coach for like the guys that win the home run derby.
Really?
For Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me. Yeah.
Super crazy. So like shout out to Trent. So those like I'm on their team. You know what I mean? So like I was decent, but I mean I got guys that are just like unstoppable. So we won every single year for like eight years straight growing up.
That's wild.
So it makes you think very different about how cool you are at baseball. You start thinking like, that's right, I can make the pros or whatever. Yeah. It's just a crazy delusional.
That's funny.
And we played well soccer, but it was never like the club level. Like later, like Javo and his teams, they did all that and would win, have a chance to go and win all these tournaments and stuff like that. So, but then wrestled and did okay there, obviously did the junior high and then varsity letter and stuff like that. So those were things that I did, but it wasn't, those trophies didn't translate into adulthood really. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was later when you get these other things. Something that I thought was really cool was when we came back in like being a part of Cornerstone's story for over 20 years was a pretty cool marker. Because it's like, hey, man, we've been part of this story for forever. Obviously, it was like, my parents started it and did that. But I mean, I was here as a young man and came back and committed my life to Christ. As I recommitted my life to Christ as a young guy, I got connected into the church, engaged in what I was doing, and be very intentional with it. And essentially said yes to God, and then eventually came into ministry and served here at the church, and then was sent out as a missionary from this church, and then came back to be an executive pastor, co-pastor, then pastor. So it's a blessing, man, to kind of, it's not a trophy in the traditional sense, but it's a marker saying, wow, God is faithful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tell it.